Bama gang. Cause we always hit the nail on the head. So check this out, my Miami Hurricane fans. It's crazy. It's crazy. College football is absolutely crazy. I got a scenario for you guys on how Miami could make it into the ACC championship. Not only can they make it into the ACC championship, they could be the #1 team in it. We don't need to be the #1 team in it, but it's possible. It's possible, guys. So let me lay it out for you guys. It just went final. It just went final. The last piece of this Saturday that we needed to happen absolutely happened. What was the first thing we needed to happen, though? We'll get to the last, but what was the first thing we needed to happen? Oh, easy. Not a trick question. Miami just needed to win. Beat Virginia Tech. Guess what? Miami beat Virginia Tech convincingly. 34-17. Great win for us. It is what it is. We're going to see what this playoff committee got to say about it. Clearly, Utah won. I don't really know what the BYU situation is going to be. I'll check on that after this video. But nonetheless, ACC. Let's stay on top of this ACC. So, Miami won. Beat Virginia Tech. Boom. We got one more game left, which is Pitt. By the way, Pitt just handled business. Pitt actually came through for Pitt, but they actually came through for Miami also. Georgia Tech just took their last loss in the ACC. They have no more ACC game. They finish in ACC play 6-2. 6-2. Now, great for Miami. Pitt now has one loss in the ACC, but the last game they play is the University of Miami. Miami wins that game, boom, handle business. Now, here's what we want to happen. We got some two lingerers that could blow this up for Miami. And there's nothing Miami can do about them. There's Virginia in rivalry week every year, they play Virginia Tech. Clearly we beat Virginia Tech. Hell, last week Florida State beat Virginia Tech. We need Virginia Tech. We absolutely need Virginia Tech. We need Virginia Tech to beat Virginia. Boom. So this week we will be rooting for Virginia to lose to Virginia Tech. We are Hokies this week. Gobble, 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 gobble. All right, so let's move on from there. SMU. SMU play Cal. Absolutely root for Cal. Root for Cal. Root for Cal. Trust me, just root for Cal. It'll work out in the end. Now, let's move on. Duke, they'll take on Wake Forest. Root for Wake Forest. Duke is not really much of a threat to us, but still, root for Wake Forest, man. Wake Forest to get it done. We need Syracuse to beat Boston College. Syracuse to beat Boston College. Now, I know it's hard for anybody to root for Syracuse, especially with Fran Brown and all that yapping he be doing. And not to mention watching Fran Brown today get beat 70-7 by Notre Dame. That's tough. That's tough. Notre Dame is one of them teams that's being compared to Miami, especially in the playoffs, especially since Miami beat them. We both probably end up 10-2 at the end of the year. Same record, and this, that, and the third might be controversial. But we're going to focus on the ACC. So, Syracuse, beat Boston College. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it, man. NC State, we need them to beat North Carolina. Now, this season, it ain't been too hard to beat North Carolina. But NC State, we need you to absolutely beat North Carolina. Hell, beat them like you beat Florida State. Beat them like you beat Florida State. We'll take it. We'll take it. Because what that does is the opponents that Miami played, it'll make their strength of schedule or the percentage of wins in the ACC a lot higher. If everything I just said plays out this weekend, Miami will be the #1 team in the ACC. The #1 team in the ACC. Plain and simple. If this plays out, Miami will be the #1 team in the ACC. So all Miami has to do now is beat Pitt. By the way, Pitt, Pat Narduzzi. You try to give Georgia Tech this game. You try to give. It's like this. Pat Narduzzi and Pitt knew that I was watching this game and I was rooting for them, and they just wanted to find some kind of way to make me have to sit at the edge of my couch. Pitt was up 28-0, and all of a sudden, this game came down to the last 4 minutes of the game because Pitt decided that they want to fake punts and give Georgia Tech the ball back and make them cut the lead down to 7. Man, oh my goodness. This could have been total disaster. But nonetheless, thank you, Pitt, for getting the job done. Thank you for getting the job done. Man, so Miami is still alive. I know this is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy, man. Miami next week, Pitt. At Pitt, by the way. Weather, I don't think the weather should be an issue or whatever. I think it'll probably be somewhere in the 60s, depending on what time they play this game. Hopefully it don't get too cold. It is what it is. But we should absolutely win this game. We should not make simple mistakes. We got to go out there and we got to start quick. We got to get points. And, you know, if the defense play the way the defense is, I'll be confident. Mesidor, you know, he's hitting, he's getting sacks and causing a lot of disruption. Ruben Bain, they doubling them. They got a plan around both of those guys. Not to mention, you know, all our guys on. Look, I'm not gonna go down the whole defense, but the defense will be good. We need the offense to be as consistent as possible, especially like how we've been playing the last 2 games. If we could play like this, we'll knock off Pitt. And then we just got to hope some puzzle pieces fall into place. Right now, my biggest concern is Virginia Tech beating Virginia. That absolutely has to happen. Because if it don't, that's a 1-loss Virginia. We don't need that to happen. A 1-loss Virginia means Miami's out. A 1-loss SMU, Miami's out. SMU demolished Louisville today. Granted that Louisville did not have their quarterback, Miller Moss. Now, what else? What else? We handle Pitt. That's it. I'm not really too much worried about teams like Duke and stuff like that. We'll come out on top of anything when it comes to Duke. So it is what it is, man. Handle business, Miami. Just handle business, and let's hope that, you know, let's just hope that Virginia Tech handle business this week coming. We need that.